Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 2 of Squad League Podcast. In case you missed it, which you shouldn't have, in episode 1, we gave you the groups of the group stages in the main event, and they look something like this. So, with that being said, I've got two gentlemen with me here. Shakes, how are you, my brother?
I'm nice.
Isaac, Jacob, don't think it's discrimination. You're too far, bro. You're too far. Shakes is representing government Tiki. You're representing GSW. And we've got Arome, the most loved and most hated man in the tournament, because we'll be speaking a little bit about how the rules have affected the tournament so far. But gents, I want to start with you guys. Welcome and thanks for making time meeting us. Season 3, Bafit. Big talk of the town. Of course, you guys are now used to the prize money, but it hasn't been an easy road for either of you guys. I want to start with Shakes. Season 2 was a very emotional journey for your team, for you as well. Talk me through that.
Thanks for having me, Mr. Antozemnandi. Yeah, man, season 2 was very difficult for us.
Yeah.
We had to go through a very, very big heartbreak. But we taking it as a lesson. We took it as a lesson. We're ready for season 3. We're preparing way, way better than we did last time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So season 2, after the game finished, you saw my boys were all in tears.
Ish.
They were crying because, I mean, I feel like we played well.
Yeah.
We started off bad, but
Yeah.
we fixed things.
Yeah.
And then we started playing well, and we lost the game. Lost the game.
Because at that point, I'm sure you can taste that 500,000. You're like, yes,
I mean, we knew it was a final before the final.
Yeah.
We knew that if we win this game, we're done.
Yeah.
Okay, we're not done, but you know what I mean.
But you're one step closer.
Yeah, you know what I mean, yes.
Yeah. So why was it so emotional? You know, because seeing you guys throughout the qualifiers, you guys don't talk too much, but you can't miss government's confidence. You guys are very confident. You're a very well-oiled machine. You prepared so much going into the main event. Why did that hit so hard?
Government is a big team. It's the biggest team in South Africa.
Yeah.
I have the confidence to say that.
Damn.
And now, we had families come to watch us, you know. So losing like that and with people coming from my family from Limpopo was there to come watch.
Damn.
You know, so losing with them around was very painful.
Yeah.
But yeah, as I said, we took it as a lesson and we're ready for the next one.
Jacob, you rolled your eyes there, bro, when Sheikh said it's the biggest team in South Africa, without fear or favor.
I mean, look, firstly, I need to say thank you to our sponsor as GSW, KitKat Group South Africa. Without their sponsorship, we would not be sitting in this chair
This
right
guy
now.
is well PR trained. He he started off with the serious stuff. You know, thank you to our sponsor. Okay,
Yeah,
shout out to KitKat.
Yeah, no, without them, we wouldn't be sitting here. So we're really appreciative of their support. And now, coming back to your question, you know, I think the one thing in life is we need to remain humble. You cannot call yourself the biggest in the team when you're not carrying the trophy. I mean, and you know how much love I have for your team. I mean, I spend a lot of time with you guys. You know, for the last 7 years, I've been meeting government Tiki in tournaments. You know, so the consistency, the quality has always been there. You know, but I do think when you're calling yourself the biggest, I mean, it's a bit, it's a bit of.
You know, here's the interesting thing, right? There's been a lot of growth, a lot of developments, a lot of changes from season 1 to season 2 to season 3. You went in season 2, correct?
Yes, so we were fortunate enough to be part of season 1. We were invited, didn't do so well. When season 2 came along, there were a lot of problems in our team. We unfortunately suffered a lot of injuries. If you don't recall, I was on crutches myself.
I remember, yeah.
You know, so the team, we went to the last qualified XP. We lost in the semifinals to Pirates' second team, Buccaneers. And for us, it was a thing to, you know, we need to go back to our roots, rediscover who we are, and start taking this thing as seriously as we used to.
Yeah.
So season 3 has been a very big change. And I think Squad League is really doing as much as they can for the five-side community.
Like, I wanna touch with both of you guys on the changes that have. So you have been part of Squad League throughout all seasons.
Yeah.
You weren't in season 2, but invited to season 1 and now qualified for season 3. What are the changes that you guys have picked up that, do you feel like, okay, firstly, what are the changes that you've picked up? And do you feel like they make it harder or easier to take part in the tournament?
For me, personally, I feel like it's becoming more challenging. Teams are getting better because obviously it's big money.
Yeah.
So I played season 1, I played season 2, and I'm going to play season 3.
Biggest team in the country, Bob. Hey.
I've seen the change in the teams. I mean, the teams are improving very, very well. Everyone is doing well, and there's no easy team in this tournament. I don't want to lie, there's no easy team in this tournament.
Yeah. Jacob, your side?
So I think one thing is definitely becoming much more difficult, especially with Gauteng. You know, we've got so many good teams in Gauteng that we are forced to branch out because there's not enough space from just going from Gauteng.
Yeah.
So I think it does make it a lot more difficult in terms of getting in via the qualifying system. I do think, earlier on, you know, as Arome was speaking, he mentioned something of teams don't have the belief that they can compete.
Yeah.
And I think with this format, what it does is it gives an opportunity for more teams to actually participate.
I see.
So you do actually have a chance if you just have a little bit more self-belief.
Yeah. So you speak about branching out and, you know, more opportunities to take part in that.
Yeah.
What does that say about, or what has that done to the rivalries? Because I've seen in the qualifiers, you guys obviously qualified in PE.
Yeah.
You guys have partaken in the Bloem qualifiers last season. You qualified in Bloemfontein. And there's this thing that's now developing of there's not much love for Joburg teams because it's like you guys are going to out of province qualifiers and you feel like is it easier there? What's the strategy? Because I believe you guys did it first.
Yeah.
What's the thinking behind that?
We were the first one to branch out.
Yeah.
As he said, as Jacob said, the competition in Gauteng is very big. Everyone, there's a lot of good teams.
Yeah.
So it was a strategic move that we took. That let's branch out. Let's go see if we can qualify there. And we did it, and it worked for us. Unfortunately, this season, we also tried, went to Bloem. And unfortunately, we didn't qualify this time.
Yeah.
Came back to Gauteng, played in Pretoria, and we qualified.
Now, Jacob, what's the strategy? Because so they did it first.
Yeah.
Their thinking was, okay, competition is stiff. Let's go outside.
Yeah.
A part of me low-key thinks it's got something to do with the rivalry in Joburg. You guys would rather not face each other here. You know, just, of course, it speaks to better chances of qualifying because you guys feel like it might be a little bit easier in other countries. But there's a bit of rivalry happening with the Joburg teams. You guys, you know each other's number, you know each other as players, you chill even outside of football itself. Like, what has that done to the rivalry in the sport?
So when it comes to it being easier, I'll use us as an example, right? So we had the privilege of going to PE. Now, it was not easier. Our first 2 games, we lost. That's the reality. We lost our first 2 games and we finished 4th in our group. So we qualified by the skin of our teeth. The conditions in PE are not like here in Gauteng. It's windy, it's rainy, the pitch is much bigger.
Yeah.
Even when it comes to the ball that they use, they don't use the normal 5-a-side ball, they use a futsal ball. And obviously the people of PE that play there are used to those conditions. So for someone to think that it's easier to go outside, I think they've got another thing coming. Coming back to the rivalry thing, and I think also every single weekend, you're going to find Tiki, you're going to find GSW. We play in the same leagues. It does become a bit boring that you're always facing the same guys. So I think it's a nice thing to be able to go to another province, play against other people, experience something new, because eventually you don't want to just see Tiki, Pirates, GSW, FSF. There was a team called Football Flavor. You don't want to just see the same guys every week because then again, a lot of these other teams that we're speaking about, recently, last month, there was a tournament which was being held in Calvin. Tiki was in, GSW was in, One Love was in. We all received messages to say, guys, the guys don't want to play. GSW is a professional team. Tiki is a professional team. So unfortunately, we have to remove you guys to keep the other guys.
Damn, really?
Yes, this is what happened. Yeah,
Yo.
And that wasn't the first time.
it's not the first time. Yeah, it's not.
So we're not allowed to participate in a few tournaments just because we are government Tiki.
Damn. That's crazy.
Suffering from success.
Hey, bruh. This is crazy. But now, I'll ask you this question now.
Yeah.
From speaking to tournaments like that,
Yeah.
and as well as partaking in qualifiers outside of Joburg,
Yeah.
do you think it's fair for you guys to, because obviously with Squad League as well, there's been, people who's raised their arms and say, look, guys, but why are Joburg teams here? As an organization, at the moment, we don't see a problem with it, right? Because it opens up, even the experience thing that you're talking about, like, let me go experience playing with other players in another tournament. Do you think it's unfair for you guys to be put in that box to say, these guys, they are too much, or they are too focused, or they're too professional, so we don't want them here? Do you think it's fair for you guys to be boxed like that?
No, I'm gonna put a firm no. The reason why is because let's take Cape Town, for example. You have a qualifier there. It's been well advertised. You know the prize money is sponsored.
Yeah.
5 teams show up to a tournament. Why is it fair that 5 teams show up to a tournament, then you still have 2 representatives? Where's the logic in that?
True.
So I think that teams need to take themselves more seriously.
Yeah.
And if you want to be the best, you've got to beat the best. So whether you're going to play me in PE, when it comes to the finals, you're still going to play us anyways.
Yeah.
So don't have this sense of entitlement because I'm from a different place that it must work out for me. No. Put your money where your mouth is. Pro Officia went to Bloemfontein. They left PE, they went to Bloemfontein.
Yeah.
Why is no one talking about that?
True.
It's always this Gauteng.
Yeah.
There's a reason why Gauteng dominates the South African economy.
Damn. He said it with his chest here first.
Economy,
You know what I mean?
Not even just football.
There's a reason why Gauteng dominates the South African economy.
Let me rope you in here.
Yeah, exactly.
Like we said, as an organization, Squad League doesn't really see a problem with that. It opens up, the platform to teams experiencing teams from other tournaments. Because who knows? Maybe a year from now or the very next season, Squad League main event might be in Bloemfontein. So it opens up to the experiences of saying different climates, different conditions and stuff like that. What has been the biggest challenge in terms of, relaying that message to teams that are outside of Joburg?
I get messages all the time saying, it's unfair, why the Joburg teams come down, they're well-resourced and stuff. I think that, like he said, to be the best, you have to beat the best. And to get there, you actually have to play these teams. You can't keep shying away. And I think it's also unfortunate that teams or competitions ban Tiki and GSW for being professional teams.
Yeah.
I think that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I think that you have to play these teams to get better.
Yeah.
You can't keep shying away and thinking, then don't come into tournaments. That's what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that I think it's also a risk for these Joburg teams going down there because you've spent all that money. I mean, like Tiki. So you spend all that money, you're not guaranteed to win. They lost their first 2 games in that qualifier. They just narrowly made it. They could have been sent packing. By tea time, and they had to catch the flight back to Joburg. You're going to another province where they don't like you. Even in that final, everyone wanted them to lose. So you're facing all of that. I think it's bravery for them to go down and play these teams in these conditions, in that hostile environment. And I think teams from other provinces should also adopt that same belief that let's take our game up another level. And let's beat these so-called better teams in Joburg. Because I always say, I don't think football belongs to anybody. Iceland in the last World Cup, was it the last one or the one before? They beat England. With a bunch of semi-pro players.
Bro, that's the nature of football. Had
full-time jobs. Grimsby beat Man United.
What's United got to do with anything? You are coming along nice now. Why is my team catching strays now, bro? Okay.
Just to prove a point. But I think that teams should be more brave.
So speaking of which, while we're on this topic of, outside qualifiers, season 3 was a little bit tougher for you, Government Tiki as a team, outside of Joburg, because you guys went to the Bloemfontein qualifiers, didn't make it, and you guys were very vocal about what you were not happy about. And Arome will walk us through, some of the things you had to address in that match. What exactly was frustrating for you with that game?
What frustrated us was, we can't have a head of football ending up being a ref in the tournament in the qualifiers. Truly speaking, I feel like we need to retire from that. You can't be a head of football of squad league, and then while the tournament is playing, we get to the semi-finals. You are the ref now. I feel like it doesn't make sense.
Do you feel like there was some shadiness there?
So it was fishing, man. It was fishing, all of a sudden, Tiki,
Yeah.
you are the ref.
Yeah.
You understand? And I feel like there was good refs there. I do not understand why he ended up being the ref. I still do not understand that.
And while you're on there, before I go to you, Arome, it speaks to the kind of team that Government Tiki is. Like I said, watching those qualifiers, you don't intimidate people like with words and stuff like that. You intimidate with your presence and stuff. You don't do a lot of talking. You just get there and you play your game. What inspires that style of play, and at what point did now that become a breaking point? Because I'm sure Arome had his reasons for being a ref at that time. And being the team that you are, it shouldn't have mattered who's reffing the game as long as it's a fair ref. So what brought you to that point where you feel like something is going on, when all along, despite the ref, you guys are able to get the job done?
There was a few calls that he made that I feel like it was a bit biased. Probably just trying to manage the game or balance the game, because we were 3-0 up, and gave away. I feel like he gave them a soft penalty. The second one he gave them. He gave them 2 penalties. I understand. Fede, it's fine. My one was a foul, but it was outside the box. He fell inside. That was understandable. The second one was just a minor touch. Gave them another penalty. You understand? So for me, he was just trying to balance the game and make it interesting, because we were 3-0 up in the first 5 minutes. We're 3 up. And then he balanced it a bit and gave them calls that benefited the opposition. So we ended up losing through penalties. And I feel like personally we shouldn't have gotten to penalties. We should have wrapped the game while we were playing. But anyway, no love lost. Still love you, my brother. I still love you. And I forgive you. You still need to apologize.
I like this, guys. I like this. I like when we kumbaya. I like this. You know what I mean? Arome, it's not easy hearing stuff like that. Because to a certain extent, it probably makes you feel like, you're not a fair ref. People who know you, I know you, I don't think that you're not a fair ref, but how tough is it dealing with, because you deal with this quite a lot, even not being a ref, like just the organization of the tournament itself, you deal with a lot of concerns from teams, and some of them you might feel like, there's no leg to stand on here. But you've heard the man. What's your response to that?
I think firstly, the call for me to ref was born out of, I felt the refs there were not, that was their first time using those rules. And the players, the Joburg teams especially, know the rules like the back of their hands. And you could see already the refs were cracking. Maybe you didn't see it, but we could see the refs were cracking. And that was just a call to say, you know what, before the SHIT hits the fan, let me just intervene. And I'm a player also, and I'm the first guy to be on the ref's case, right? So I understand where it's coming from. I'm also human. I won't get everything right, but I did the best I could. And maybe 1 or 2 calls were contentious. It's football. Howard Webb gets calls wrong. It's football, like I'm not gonna say, yes, I got every single call right. But there is no ref that gets anything right 100% of the time at the same time, So I think it was unfortunate that they lost, but they made it to the finals. So.
Jacob, is that like a general thing with teams, or maybe this was just a once-off incident with with Government Tiki and Arome? But is that a general thing where you kind of like sometimes feel like because from where I'm sitting, like as a spectator, we see both sides. We see when Sometimes we feel like maybe the ref might have got the call wrong. Sometimes we feel like the players are just bitter that they're losing or they've lost the game. Is that a general thing?
Okay, so I think to answer your question, right, you have to be very careful to not adopt a victim's mentality. And I'll use my team as an example. If you recall season one, right, we played against FS5s in season one. And the goal we conceded, I mean, it's on YouTube, right? The goal we conceded, the ref actually blew a free kick for us, right? FS5 took the ball, played, and ended up scoring for that. Mind you, it was a golden goal situation there, right? There was no silver goal. It was a golden goal situation.
Yeah.
Fine, we get eliminated from that, right? As a team that originally comes from Pretoria, entering the Joburg scene, a lot of guys won't admit it, but there's this whole sort of thing where you're not part of the system. And you will receive harsh treatment.
Okay.
So now it gets to a point where we're like, you know what? If we're going to keep on doing this thing, you have to get to a point where if you're going to win a game, you must do it in such that even if the ref is going to make calls against you, it doesn't affect you. So, I mean, I'll even admit that in PE, we went to Arome when we got to the final and say, you know what, guys, please, we are facing a PE team. For your organization, it might be best that you actually ref this because the PE guys don't understand the rules. So I think you have to be very careful with how you answer the question.
Okay.
So I would say, look, from the videos that I've seen, and I mean, look, government to get their own video footage of what happened. I have seen some of the videos. Yes, you can say that there were some things which is like, it really shouldn't have happened. But we must not be careful not to play the blame game when we lose.
So with that being said, Arome, I think I'd direct this question to you. Do we feel like teams fully understand the rules of when coming into, because there's this excitement that people, or teams rather, take, especially if you're not familiar with the rules, that, oh, it's 30,000 for the qualifier, asingene in. But now when you have to play by the rules, there's complaints. I've seen it with a lot of outside of Joburg teams. It's like, these rules are tailored for Joburg teams. You know, we don't play by these rules. Where do these rules come from? Do we feel like there's more that we should be done to make these teams understand the rules? Do they get the rules, you know, beforehand and understand and say, okay, I'm going into this qualifier and this is how this works?
Yeah, I think they do. I think the teams that register for the qualifiers, you know, we do our best to educate them.
Yeah.
You know, prior that we send the, like the rule book, and then on the day, you know, really, you know, educate them on the rules. And I think they obviously they don't play with these rules every week. As the Joburg teams do. And which is, I mean, this is a separate conversation where we would, you know, we're looking at, you know, getting one standardized format of the game, you know, whereby everyone plays to it. But the Joburg teams obviously get the rules better than everybody else. But notwithstanding, the footballers outside of Joburg are also smart. And they get it, you know, after like a game, they get it.
100%.
You know what I mean?
I mean, Proficia is one of those teams where I saw in the Bloem qualifiers, they had a tough time with the rules in the first game or two. But then, you know, game 3, they were already playing like they were a Joburg team.
And just to chip in also, in Bloem, for example, they allow tackling from the back. So one of the Bloem teams was like, no, but we tackle from the back in Joburg. You know, so if you go from that to no tackles from behind, no 2v1s, it's a bit of an adjustment. But I think, I always say footballers are smart people, are smart individuals, and you have to be able to get these rules quickly and play with them.
Now, with that being said, I want to throw a question to Shakes. Speaking of rules and everything, do you think government Tiki would have won last season, season 2, if there was VAR?
I mean, we all saw it. There was a free shot we got. I mean, we all saw it. We were all there.
Okay.
There was footage. It was posted. It's all over social media.
Okay.
It hit his hand. He's in the box. It hit his hand. What is that?
You tell me.
It's a penalty. It's a penalty. Yeah. So, I mean, obviously there's no VAR in the indoor industry, but if there was VAR, we were going to get that call and we're going to get that penalty.
Arome, this is an interesting one.
Can I ask Arome?
Sure.
Arome, another one in Bloem. The penalty. It hit the pole and then it came out.
Ricocheted out,
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you see the footage?
So I saw the footage afterwards.
Okay.
But we don't use VAR, right? So anything you were going to show me during that game, I couldn't use it. Remember, this thing happens so quick, fast. And I always tell guys, I'm like, it's one thing to be a player, try being a ref. And you have 10 guys screaming at you, plus the
Pulling out
fans,
phones and showing
pulling
you
out phones.
footage,
And this game, five-a-side happens quickly, you know? So I have to try and get that thing. Maybe it wasn't a goal, maybe it was a goal. In that moment, I thought it was a goal. You know, I'm not saying I'm definitely right, but yeah.
So, with that being said, is there space for VAR in season 3?
I don't think there's space for VAR. There is no VAR currently. I mean, okay, let me put it out there. There is no space for VAR.
Yeah.
But what we will do is we will have a man on the line.
Okay.
To make sure calls like that aren't contentious.
Okay. Jacob, just want to bring it back to you quickly.
Yes.
You're now in season 3.
Yeah.
And you've seen and heard everything that happens from, you know, the player versus ref incidences, from the evolution of the tournament itself.
Yeah.
What has GSW done to prepare for main event?
I think, number one, I think if you only just started preparing for the main event, you've already lost.
Damn. Okay.
So my philosophy, I'd call it, when it comes to this indoor thing, is that we don't just play for squad league. We play for the love of the game, and there are other things that we are working towards.
Yeah.
And even then, to talk about GSW, GSW's main priority isn't to play five-a-side football.
Yeah.
We've got a department that is responsible for hosting coaching clinics, for underprivileged children.
Yeah.
We're actually hosting one at the end of this month. So, yes, I hear you were here, we're talking about squad league, but our participation in football is not solely squad league driven.
Got you. So the reason why I'm asking you this is because GSW and Angati emotional too much. Like, you guys are quick to react.
Okay.
Do you think you guys are misunderstood, or is that something that you've identified in the team that you guys need to work on?
Look, I think no one's ever really going to understand you. But I can tell you, as someone who's been in this indoor field for a very long time, I mean, I can say there's always been this narrative that GSW is a team of cheese boys. That's the reality, That's how people treat us, People treat us like, GSW is a team of cheese boys. People listen to my accent, they're like, who's this boy? You know what I'm trying to say? We don't get the same level of respect as other teams get amongst each other, because we are an outlier. We are an outcast, A lot of the players in our team are privileged to have jobs that are 9-to-5 jobs. Some people have businesses and such. We are, I can say, in a privileged position, and that's because the players there work for it, So when we go to certain places, certain areas, people look at us like, screw these guys. How can these guys come in, take our money, run away? You know what I mean? That's how it is. So when it comes to the whole misunderstanding, I would say that sometimes we do get mistreated. But early on, I did say you have to be careful of to have a victim's mentality. So I hope I've answered your question.
No, 100%. Coming back to government, Tiki, you guys are pretty much almost the opposite. Don't really talk much. Very intimidating. I remember when you guys landed in Bloem, great kid, and you want to serious. But obviously, like we saw with the Bloem one, there's a breaking point to that, Is that something that you reiterate with your team with Bafetu? Let's not lose focus, because, I mean, once you lose the focus, the game is gone, right? Is that something that you guys need to work on as well?
Government Tiki has a lot of smart players. My boys are very smart, and we know how to carry ourselves. You said we don't do a lot of complaining, we don't do a lot of fighting. What we do is we play football. So also with the kid, it's good for us to have kids.
I love it.
We're all wearing the same thing. It builds our confidence as well. Not say as good time. So it's intimidator my opponent when we do that.
So I wanna wrap this up, but I wanna go back to Arome then. Obviously, every single tournament you face the same things when it comes to complaints about the refs, the rules, and such. Are there any changes in the rules? Are there any new standards that players need to be aware of going into season 3 main event?
No. Same thing they played in qualifiers, same thing. That's going to be that's going to be at the tournament.
So we can guarantee consistency. Whatever the rules that have been communicated, whatever rules that you know, is what you'll find in main event.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's how we wrap up.
Mr. Molemo, I'm surprised you didn't mention that we're in the same group.
In what group?
For the finals.
I want to leave the action for there. You guys see each other every day. Hang out, what. I don't want to spoil it for the people, you know. You guys are in the same group, but if you want us to touch on it, we can.
I think so.
What does that mean, you guys being in the same group then?
I think it elevates our group, number one, because you know it's going to be a very long day for both of us.
Yeah.
Even in the other two teams, Saints Fives, finalists.
Yeah.
And then you got AT Stars. That's the team we played in the final. Yeah. So if we're talking from a neutral point of view, I think we got the group of death. I think we can agree we got a group of death.
No, but I would disagree because Sheikh said best team in South Africa. So manje, group of death, you walk over for me. I'm kidding.
He thinks it's a group of death. I'm just chilled, man. I'm chilled.
I'll say this though. I think the winner of that group has a very good chance.
Wait, your predictions last season, don't say it. Keep it here. Keep it here, because your predictions, you'll curse us.
My predictions were quite on. I actually, from the quarters, I said.
No, I'm saying before.
I said Saints would get to the finals.
In the podcast, who did you say was going to win in that first podcast? Do you remember?
At that time, I think I was still getting warmer.
Well, there you have it. Just another reminder of what the groups look like. And you guys make sure that you guys get your tickets for 6 and 7 December to join all the action right here at Urban Sports Arena in Pretoria, Hatfield, where you'll catch Government Tiki, GSW, and the likes thereof who'll be competing for R500,000 and the title of Africa's Best Five-a-side Tournament. From us, that's how we wrap up episode 2. Squad League, biggest five-a-side tournament in Africa.